All right, so I just got back from the IMG Academy Golf Club. I wanted to give you kind of my review of the club. All in all, pretty good. There's a couple things I probably wasn't completely happy about. If you're just looking for like the full golf experience, it's a little lacking in like food. There's no turn, little things like that. But the course itself makes up for a lot of that. If you just truly want to go out there and play golf and get better, it's a great little course. The greens were probably the absolute highlight of the course. The greens were in fantastic shape. Tee boxes, pretty good, mediocre in some areas. Fairways, pretty good. Not wet, not kind of, worried about any of that, which you kind of typically see in some of these Florida courses in the summer especially. Just really wanted to highlight the greens. The greens were in fantastic shape. It ran real smooth. We never really got bogged down or got slowed down by anybody in front of us or anybody trying to play through and behind us. It did rain for maybe like 5 to 10 minutes at one point. Other than that, everything went pretty good. We played from the whites. We could have played a little bit longer if we wanted to. I think that would have made the course a lot harder. There was a pretty big difference between the whites and the tips. Would have made the course much harder for me. The whites seem to be a good length for my play. What I would say is there was a maybe cold sandwich option after the round. I decided not to partake. Just not really my thing. I'd rather sit down and have a little meal so I could kind of like have a little bit more of an experience, if you will. Having a cold sandwich after a round doesn't really, I can go home and make a sandwich and it not really, it might be a little better. So I kind of just skipped that part of it. When you are going to the turn from 9 to 10, you kind of go by the clubhouse, but you're like across the street from the clubhouse. There's no quick option for food. We did see the snack girl one time on like hole 14. So that was kind of frustrating a little bit. Don't know what's going on there. Not blaming her or the course, but just something I noticed. If you were wanting something to eat or wanted a snack, that was probably going to be an issue if you don't see anybody until hole 14 and there's not even a real formal turn from 9 to 10 for you to grab a snack or refreshment or something. Other than that, I got to say I enjoyed myself because it's just it's a good golf facility. The other issue about the kind of practice stuff, the practice chipping area was mats only. You couldn't hit off of grass, which, if you're going out to play and you're hitting off of a mat, it might be kind of hard to kind of get a feel for the grass. That's a little bit of an issue. Same thing with the driving range. It's a very short driving range. I think they don't want you hitting it farther than about 240 yards. That might be an issue if you are trying to warm up with a driver and you're a little bit, not even an extremely long hitter, just maybe a decently long hitter. You're probably going to have a little bit of an issue with that. It's very narrow. There's not too many slots for players to warm up. It's big enough. They also do have a little bit of a covered area too. So if it is midday and you wanted to go get your round in, you probably could still warm up in the shade. Would be nice. And then the putting green. The practice putting green was actually really nice. Had a really good feel to it. It was big. It pretty much played exactly like the greens out there on the course. So it kind of gives you a good idea what the greens are going to play like when you're playing. But again, all in all, if I had to give a rating to this course in general, I would rate it pretty high. I'd say it's probably 7.5 to 8 out of 10. There's just a few things that for the overall experience, I would probably knock it down for. Again, just there's not a real formal turn. There's no place to get a snack after 9 holes. I only saw the cart girl once, and that was on hole 14. Again, pretty long into a round to even see someone. Now, I bring snacks myself, but it's nice just to even see and have an opportunity to get something if you wanted it. And again, after the round, I was told there's not really a lounge or a bar or anything like that. It's more of like cold sandwiches and drinks. Again, I'm not a fan of that kind of stuff, so I kind of skipped it. But again, if you're just out there for the golf, which I think because it is more of the IMG Academy type of players, they're probably there strictly for the golf. So again, maybe I shouldn't have expected more, but I will say for the golf itself, it was fantastic.